Well, welcome back into the Norfolk Farmhouse kitchen, and today we are going to show you how to make a very simple, very quick and very delicious green fig jam recipe. These are the figs that we've picked this afternoon off our fig trees here in Norfolk. They've just been washed and then sliced into halves or quarters, and I've got just over 1 kilogram of fruit here, which I'm now going to add into this jamming pan with a matching kilogram of sugar, and we'll get going with the jam. In they go into this hot pan, and we're just going to gradually add a matching weight of sugar. And as we do so, we just want to gradually keep this mix moving so we don't get any of the sugar catching. You'll see quite a lot of liquid comes out of the figs very quickly. These are beautiful, almost overripe figs. Colour on these, they start off with the green skins, but these are going to make this beautiful rich pinky red jam, which is a beautiful mild flavoured sweet fig jam. I'm going to add some more sugar now and keep moving this while it comes up to temperature. So that's all my sugar in. We had just over 1 kilogram of prepared fruit. Heavier than you think, figs, when you start picking them, particularly these big varieties. These aren't brown turkey, and I think they tend to be a lot juicier, these green variety figs, than the brown turkeys. So you can see the sugar going into the liquid now, a lot of liquid coming straight back out, and we've just got to keep this moving until all that sugar's dissolved. And we've got a rolling boil going, which is going to probably take about 2-3 minutes. So we'll bring you back to the pan when we've reached that stage. Well, here we are back. Been on the hob now for around 3.5 minutes, and we're just starting to get a boil on this pan now. See the beautiful colour coming through with the lovely green skin lumps. They're going to change colour as this jam is cooked through and the temperature rises. They will go this lovely pink colour, all of it. And what we're doing while we're waiting for this jam to come to the boil is just prepare our glass jars. You'll see me do this before. Just pop them on a tray, and then to sterilise them we're just going to pop them into this is just the warming oven on this agar, but that's all they'll need to get up to just over 100 degrees while this jam cooks. Then they'll come out and they'll be sterile, ready for the jam to be added. So we're just going to continue cooking this jam down now, and it will be boiled for around 10 to 12 minutes before we start doing our first set tests. You see it's very liquid still, and that's going to have to reduce quite a bit. We've just used ordinary sugar, granulated sugar into this. There's no fancy jamming sugars or pectin being added. This is a pectin-free jam recipe, and this will give us a beautiful soft set when this is kept in the refrigerator, and it will store for up to a year in its jars quite happily because of the sugar that we've added to this. So let's just leave that to boil away, and we'll bring you back later and show you how we're getting on with this jam. Well, just look at that, already gone to a beautiful purple blackberry colour. Getting quite a bit of froth on this, so we're going to play the old trick again. Knob of butter straight into the pan and stir that through. Has the wonderful effect of breaking the surface tension and reducing the amount of froth and scum that you'll get on top of this cauldron of jam. Smell in here, I wish you could smell it, it really is sweet and lovely, but still, look, not coating the spoon at all, still rolling off. We're way off a set on this, so we'll just continue to let this boil away and keep stirring until we start getting a coat on the spoon. Well, this pan's now been on the boil for a further 10 minutes, and you can see the colour really starting to deepen. Green's gone out of those skins and they've absorbed the purple blackberry-like colour that this jam's going to be. We're still nowhere near a full coat on the spoon yet. Still looking at the way that's coming off, it's very liquid. Still going to give that another 5-10 minutes. Keep boiling it until you start getting that coating on the spoon, and that's the cue to start doing a set test. So another 10 minutes and we'll come back to the pot. Well, we're now another 10 minutes on. So this has been boiling away now for almost half an hour, but it's really changing consistency. Just look at the miraculous effect that butter has had on the surface here. Almost completely clean, no scum. Starting to get a much more thick, viscous appearance to the liquid as I lift it. And I think we're ready now to do the first set test. So what I'm going to do is just get a little bit on a spoon, transfer it onto a plate, and we'll just transfer that somewhere cool and give it a minute or two to see if we've got a set yet. Well, here's the result of our first set test, and you can see that it's not ready yet. It's cool and we've still got a liquid jam, only just starting to form a skin on the top, but that's nowhere near going to be a set when cold. So another 5-10 minutes and we will do a second set test at that stage. Okay, well here we are, and this is looking much more like it now. I can tell by the general colour, almost black, this liquid, but look how it coats the spoon beautifully, and the drips now coming off there much slower, much thicker, syrupier liquid. So let's do a set test on a little bit of this onto the plate. And I think what I'm going to do is just take that away from the heat and take the jam off the heat and just see if that's ready, because I suspect we're almost there now. Well, here we are. We've cooled this jam now, and I hope you can see that we've got a little bit of movement on it. But if I pop my finger into it, you'll see that it's formed a skin. We don't want this jam to be a hard set jam. We want it to be almost like a pouring syrup. We'll keep this once it's opened in the fridge. Very beautiful, sweet fig taste. Very nice. So it's time to bottle that now. So we've got our pre-sterilised heated jars out of the oven, our jamming funnel, and just look at this beautiful, lovely, large bits of fruit. Straight into the hot jars. Now we use this both as a spreading jam, but also it's a special favourite of ours to have on Greek style yoghurt with fresh fruit, and then this is a sweetener, and that's why we keep the fruit in here in quite large pieces, because that just comes out and it is absolutely delicious. I fill these jars to right up to the top. Don't know how many I'm going to get, but we'll just keep moving along. If you wanted a more traditional jam, then what I do is cut the fruit pieces much smaller when you were preparing your fruit before boiling. This is exactly how I like this, with lovely great big lumps of fig coming out of the mix and spooned over natural yogurt. So what we're going to do is just finish up bottling, get these lids in place while the jam's still hot and finger tight, so that we get a seal and a sterilisation. And we'll show you some of this when it's cool and going onto some yogurt, so you can appreciate just how good it is. And the final tip before you put it away is to label it every time, because you think you're going to remember, but you never will. So nice clear jam labels, well worth the money. And just we're going to let those cool completely and then put them into storage. You will find with the poppers on here, still hot in here, and that's still moving. That one's gone down already and there's no movement, but as that cools, that lid will be sucked in and you'll get a vacuum seal on the top, which is the great thing about putting it into a hot jar and using hot jam to fill it.